Yo, what's going on, man? Quite one big deal, D.L.E. Radio, and I have had a dope ass week. I'm gonna tell you why. Right? Sitting to the left of me is somebody that I feel is bigger than what she even know. It's been a pleasure working with this young lady, and having her join the D.L.E. family. You can hear her show every Thursday, 11 in the morning, and the Eastern Standard Time. And I just realized that, I wasn't even thinking like you guys are on Central Time.
Yep, you guys are an hour ahead of us.
So I've been playing it 11 o'clock my time, not your time.
Hey,
look. So it's been crazy, but the good thing is you get listeners, and a lot is Atlanta. But the Bronx, New York, tunes in.
Yeah.
But this young lady that we sitting down with right now is Joyce. Now, do they call you Joyce J or like? Cause I just said something to somebody earlier. Was it earlier? Yesterday. They was like, yeah, Joyce J. I'm like, I think it's Joyce J.
Joycie J.
It is Joyce
yes,
J.
It's Joycie J.
Yo.
A lot of people call me Juice J, the Juice Girl. Oh, that's the Juice Girl, or Juicy J. No, first and foremost, my real name is Joyce.
Right.
I'm named after my grandmother. My grandmother was born and raised in the South, and Joyce, a simple Joyce. But growing up, my family is the ones that gave me the name Joycie, because they would always say, Joyce, that's an old lady name. No. So Joycie. But as I got older and I got to college, my friends just started saying Joycie J. So as I got into media and entertainment, I'm like, Joycie J. They got a catch to it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people mess up my name, so yes, this video right here is gonna clear it up.
Yeah.
Joycie J.
Thank you, yo. Because I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm gonna start here. Do you know how big you are? You know how much of a big deal you are?
It's crazy.
Hold on, not just here. Like, it's people that know you in Atlanta, New York, and other places. I didn't realize who I was dealing with. When I seen your the Chicago Juice page, I don't even remember how I found it, but I seen it and I was looking at some of the content. I seen your energy on it, and I was like, yo, she got mad. Yo, this whole thing, you, Tavio, and at the time Robin, and I was just looking, and I'm like, is that her name?
Yep, Tabby Mo.
Tabby Mo.
Tabby Mo. And Robin E, she has a separate podcast show.
Okay.
That she
But she just comes in.
Yep, she comes and utilizes them.
That's what's up. Yo, no, so I seen y'all, and I was like, no, this shit's serious. I was like, yo, this got a lot of potential. I would love to have them on the radio. But I didn't recognize how big you was. And until, shout out to Nathaniel online from New York, Brooklyn. Me and him was talking, and I was like, yeah, blah, 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 this and that. He was asking me about the station. I said, I got this show's on the station. There's a show out of Chicago called Juice Chicago, Chicago Juice.
The Juice Chicago.
Yeah. And as I'm talking, I was like, yeah, the whole named Joyce show. I was saying Joyce. I was like, Joyce.
That is my real name.
Yeah, but I'm telling him that, and he was like, wait, he was like, you talking about? And I look up at it, just like, yo, I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yes,
so
yes.
Do you really know, like, how big you are, your name, your brand?
I really give it all to God, man. I give it all to God, my mother, and also myself.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I don't know how big I am. I feel like a lot of people that's really in this game, it's me in it. So I don't really see it is so weird to even explain. Like, I don't really see the level or the pedestal people put me on, because I just look to myself, I have to do this. I have to make this happen. I have to get on this network. Like, it's my job to do this, But it delights me more than anything when I hear from people and I hear of the connection and the outcome that I really make happen, And going back to Nate, I did work with him with clients, and you know, Nate, shout out to him. You know, he used to plug in New York for Billboard.
Yeah.
So Nate actually, you know, he came through. I came through for him, and he came through for me. Like, I love working together and collaborating and bargaining. You know, especially when you can help me and I can help you. It's like, why not?
Yeah.
So
he just had a billboard that he put up not too long ago, probably like last week. He's doing great things too. He's moving in Atlanta now too.
yeah.
So he stays in Atlanta now. And we had him on the station, and that's how I was able to talk to him about you. But when we was talking, and your name came up, and his reaction had me like, no, maybe there's something else going on. I said, I gotta look into what is Joyce doing out there, yo. So it's so crazy because, first of all, I want to say thank you for inviting me out to your city, your home.
Yes, I'm so glad. First off, come on, we can't just say that low. This is your first time in Chicago. Your first time, D.L.E. came to Chicago, and you attended my event, One Big Fun Ass Party. Thank you for coming, for real.
Oh, that shit was so dope. I brought my cousin out here
from George. Come on.
Yeah, and when I tell you that party was crazy. It was bananas. I got footage that I'm still trying to figure out how I'm gonna place it. Yo, it was bananas. The host.
Shout out to Big Ass Daphne.
Yeah, man.
Kingpin Rule, E-Man, Snow
was
Nina,
on
DJ
point.
Malhide, DJ Cindy.
Yeah,
We have some amazing people in Chicago.
Yeah.
We're the GOATs. And a lot of people, and I am going to say this, they do want to copy and they will imitate our way because we're authentic, we're creatives, we're passionate, we hustlers. And shout out to every other city, they hustlers too.
But they forget, you know, now that and the crazy thing is, you know, it's a lot of things that I think about that Jersey, and DC, you know, we all have this thing called house music. And we got things that picked off of house music and turned it to other things. Chicago is the home of it.
Right.
And, you know, since I was young, I had a stepfather that always played like, you know, house music around me. I was always a hip hop head. And I didn't really know Chicago had hip hop until I heard Common.
Oh,
so
shout out to Common.
Yeah, and I'm a major hip hop head. And then, of course, you know, I want to say Crucial Conflict, but I don't think they're from here officially, right?
Crucial, they are. They were staying, I don't know exactly where they're from. I know they
somewhere in this area. But then, of course, Twister and Do or Die, stuff like that. And Shauna, yeah,
Shella H.
Yeah, but so let's talk about Chicago a little bit, right?
Yes.
One thing that we always get when it comes to Chicago is the shootings, all the killings, and nobody's mentioning the beauty of Chicago. I got here, of course, I've been driving through. Look, Joyce only had me for the party, right?
Yeah.
I came to the party.
And the first event.
And the smoke.
Shout out to Marijuana Hall of Fame,
yes.
Vincent Norman. He's actually my agent right now, and he's another GOAT in Chicago.
Somebody just asked me about him.
Oh yeah.
They was like, you know Vincent? I was like, yeah.
Once you know Vincent and Joycie Jane.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It was crazy. It seemed like, you know, we only got that talk. I had the chance to get out when I wasn't with Joyce. Me and my cousin jumped in the car, just drove and got lost. We've been in some of the areas.
Speaking of areas, let's talk about the area we're at right now. Right now, we're in the Bronzeville area, which is also considered the south side of Chicago, and we also call it the low end.
Okay.
So over here, a lot of musicians and artists actually started right at a lot of jazz fests, right up the street. This is 39th Street, so we call this Persian, which is the low end. And right on 35th, a few blocks over, that's where a lot of creators and jazz artists and musicians started off right in a smaller jazz spot. And, you know, so a lot of people from Chicago that's out here, you know, we have that country talk. Everybody's like, listen, sound country. Where y'all from? But that's because a lot of our people are from the South. Our people grew up in Memphis and Mississippi, and we all migrated to the south side of Chicago. And from there, a lot of blacks also went to the west side of Chicago, which is what they call 290. And it's so funny in Chicago, we all like kind of compete with the west side, don't like the south side, the south side don't like the west side, then you have the east side, and the east side is where all the water is. So Lakeshore Drive, Michigan, the beach. Yes, and a lot of people don't know that Chicago, we have a lot of beaches.
Yeah, I seen
we
that.
have a lot over 10, y'all, beautiful beaches, and all of our beaches are over east. So north is downtown where you see all the big beautiful buildings. Also where you stay up north. It's a very safe place for anyone to stay in Chicago when you come here. I love, even sometimes I just rent a room down there on the north side just to see that view. The view is dope. The architect in Chicago is unbearable. It's architect that no other city has.
That I'm talking about. This tour thing was, we went on a tour, but we also like was able to drive around the city. Like we would drive around New York City, you know, like just check, or like I would be in Atlanta, I'd drive around Atlanta. Yo, some of these cities and out there, I feel crazy saying this. Nah, I don't feel crazy saying this. But we have to stop as black people. We gotta stop fucking our own shit up. And I say that because they're only reporting about our areas and trying to make it seem like our shit is fucked up. Yo, Chicago was dope as hell.
It's
like
so
the people, yo, like so as we drop, I mean people like, yo, you need blah blah blah. We met this dude named Alan. Alan was cool as hell. Like we just, you know, he wasn't trying to, you know, my radar be up. I'm hood, my radar be up. I'm watching this thing, I'm watching how he moves, his body language. But him and his homies, they was like really chill. I mean, yo, embrace this. Well, nah, y'all good, you know. We was rolling with them here and there, and they, you know, so I've been able to come to find out I even got family out here. I didn't even know it. My cousin was there.
Come on.
So, that helped out, but all I kept talking about was this damn Joycie, Jay, Party.
We really did that.
Yo.
Yes, and let me just say this, you know, so I don't even think we get into just everything I do, y'all. I do so much. Not only am I a publicist, not only am I a media personality, not only am I a mentor, not only am I a motivational speaker and a author, a soon-to-be children's author, I also am a party promoter. And what I do, how I go about my events. I remember when I first came home from college. So I just graduated Southern Illinois University, which is a town 5 hours away from here.
Okay.
Thank you. And I graduated. I came home in 2018. So I only been home for almost about 5 years now. So everything that's been happening has been in the midst of these 5 years. When I was in college, I wasn't even on the internet. I was actually in a relationship, and that's a really, you know, relationships, it can be a pro or it can be a con. And the one that I was getting into, it was actually a con. I wasn't doing radio, I didn't do PR, but when I was in college, I studied speech communications and I minored in public relations. So when I came back to Chicago in 2018, my mother, she has a daycare center here, she has a school. My mother is someone that I really, really look up to because her motivation and just what she instilled in me as a kid really is a lot of things that I use now. And that's all about getting your own, you know, get up and get it, because if you don't, nobody will do it for you. So I was always that person that thought deep about what do Joyce like to do? What do Joyce get up and find enjoyment in doing every day? And that went to writing, reading. So I always knew I wanted to write a book. And I also liked helping people. I always knew I wanted to I knew I could conversate. And conversing is just so important. You want to be able to have conversations with people. And I also study communications. So I just studied, in college I studied communication. So I just studied, you know, from body language and just things to say and what not to say. And it's a skill to really know how to, it's such a skill to deal with so many personalities.
It is.
I deal with hundreds of personalities a day. Mind you, at the event we just had, it was probably 400 plus people. And that's not, I've had so many events in Chicago, man. I'm glad you witnessed one. That was just one of one.
And they said the last one was crazy. So if this was like on the same scale, my goodness.
Hey, did you check out the twerk contest?
Yeah, I was right up front.
Oh man, it was the twerk contest for me.
They was getting busy.
Some women, women take twerking as a sport. Yeah. It's serious. You see, they didn't want to get off the stage.
At all.
Man, look, shout out to everybody that came to one big fun ass party, man. Me and party promoters. Shout out to Kingpin Root, E-Man, Snow Nina, DJ Mal High, DJ Simi. These are all amazing creators in Chicago. We did that for sure. And shout out to Promontory and Hyde Park. If anybody is in Chicago, definitely check out Promontory and Hyde Park Place. It's a very amazing venue. It has a stage, a bar, and if you want to get a food vendor, you have to hire that. I hired the food vendor. I always go to tacos, it's the best. So shout out to everybody that just helped put that together.
Yeah, the drinks was good. Everything. Shout out to the bartenders. Nice, sexy bartenders. Everybody was sitting there getting their job done. But overall, they all came out, had fun, and went home safe.
Yes, we had a good time, no drama.
That shit was
I was out there to 3 a.m. still. One thing about me, I make sure everybody good. I'm walking around, I'm maneuvering the room straight.
Working up, I
don't sit down. I don't even eat.
That's me.
I realized at the end of the night, damn, I didn't eat. But luckily my food vendor was still there. He just, hey, shout out to my food vendor Corey, man. He just brought me up a plate. I'm like, thank you, man.
That's what's up.
When your adrenaline is
rolling.
I
know.
I'm not
the events I do back in Atlanta, I'm saying that. I tell people all the time, look, like some people are like, yo, I didn't get to talk to you, bro. I wish. But I'm not here partying. I'm working. It's a party going on, but I'm working.
I want you guys to enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself, because I want to keep bringing people back. It's all about the experience. And I'm a publicist. We can't forget about that. I have to satisfy my clients. Because if you're not satisfying these clients, one thing as a publicist I've heard, I reached out to mentors to just help enhance my PR career. They say as a publicist, it's so easy to get your name messed up. And that's one thing I never, ever will try to do, is to get my name messed up.
I feel like that's something that you have to protect. That's your brand. You have to make sure that the way it's built on a solid foundation. The ground has to be, to the point where nobody can break. I was just talking to my cousin last night about this type of shit too, because I feel like validation isn't easy for anyone. I feel like as long as you validate yourself, nobody can blackball you or anything because you're certified on your own. And I kid you not, your ass is certified, yo.
I'm juiced up.
You juiced up, yo. I ain't gonna lie. And so you got many hats. And I've seen people look at you like, and this is why I say this, like the way people was shouting your name out, the way people was talking about you, it's everything I've heard is like you have your own kingdom, your castle. Everybody is just like, this is our thing, this is who we working with, this is our people. What's that feeling like? Because again, I don't think you understand your impact out here.
You're right. It feels damn good. It feels good, and I guess I'm just that person where I always want more. I even still feel like I can do better. I even still feel like I can help more people. I still feel like I have so much to give. I'm really not complete. So it's kind of even hard for me to accept a lot of my acknowledgement right now. That's why, I'm just an open person. I like to talk to people. Like I said, if anybody, shows or reach out and want to hear my story, I'm always so open to give it. Because, like I said, it's like when you're doing this work and you're just in the game, it's like I don't really feel the progress. But, like I said, I love when people let me know, like, I made them happy, or I got that job there. Like, I feel good that I brought you guys here. Like, you guys came here because of me. You know, like, things like that make me happy. Like, wow, you know.
And I know they don't. I know most of the crowd didn't recognize. Like, they was there when y'all was D.L.E. radio in the building all the way from Atlanta. People were like Zoom. Like, what? Who?
Yeah.
It was like I almost felt like I was in a well, I was in a whole new city, whole bunch of new faces.
For sure.
I love them. I love shout out to Chicago, bro. I can't even like when I say they fucking turned the fuck up,
Man.
they turned up. I've been now Jersey, that's home, so I know what that turn up is. Atlanta gets busy. This was a different situation. When I say Chicago take pride in their music,
Yes.
the music, like you could tell when a Chicago artist was being played, because the whole spot just turned. It was like it just was a fire. I could feel the ground actually.
Straight, you know.
Yeah, I was like, you know what?
It gets busy.
Yeah.
And you know, we show love. Like, as you said, you know, I'm on the mic. I'm showing love to you guys. I want to show love to everybody that came out and gave their time. You know, like what you guys did, I appreciate that. You know, like one thing, if you gotta show love to get love back. And I'm so heavy on that. You know, you guys support me. I'd be a fool to not support you guys.
Yeah, I got this thing where I feel like, you know, if we move together, man. As a unit, there's no way nobody can deny us. So one of us will get to a point where we're unreachable, but we still have a link that's like, you know what, y'all come down. I still I'm holding on to this. Yeah, come on, it's time to go, you know. So my vision for you is like out of this world, for real, because I'm just put it like this, you inspire me. I watched you walk that place, all the people that you are connected to, how the people treated you, and they all like just, that's my home. Joyce, it's not, oh wow, I see you get up on stage, and it was like, this was your, like, and that's how I feel, like, you know, like, I'm an artist too. So when I'm in that studio, and I'm in that booth, I'm in my own world. When I seen you on that stage, you was in your own world, you know. But yeah, man, I'm just appreciative that I was able to experience that. And experience the life of Chicago, man.
Yeah.
It was great. Now, let me dig into a little bit before I gotta get you out of here. You've been busy woman. One thing about you that I recognize is you are chop, getting it done back to back. I seen you that first night, Wednesday. You was at that smoke event.
And it was my show. It was my show Wednesday too. So right after my show, I went straight to the event.
Boom. Like you see Joyce 1 minute. Next minute, Joyce is moving to the next thing.
Then Thursday morning, I interviewed Carly Red.
Yes.
Shout out to Kalisha, which is another dope publicist that lives in Cali. She hit me up to help assist with the press run with Carly Red, which is on VH1 Love and Hip Hop. And she just dropped one of the #1 records called Work. And she wanted me to assist with another press run, Brisk Money. He's a brick artist in New York. I was just out here with him. He was at the event at the promontory too. Yeah, I was helping him. Man, there was so many people, so much going on, but
it was just the fact that I've been very inspired by what you do and how people are locked in with you. But overall, it's just so what I because you're so you're here, you like you take care of everything, like boom. You're just knocking things out back to back. And you're like 1 minute I'll see you, the next thing I don't because you over there working. And I'm so that's what I do. And to see somebody else doing it is like, okay, so I'm not doing it wrong. Because I kid you not, sometimes I'll be like, doing this shit wrong? Like
you're not. No one is never. I feel like none of us is just supposed to do one thing. you know, other people don't even know that I also do real estate. I'm actually in the middle of trying to find a tenant now. I have a showman actually at 12 today.
I'm telling you, this girl's
you
busy.
know, I also invest. You know, like I said, I'm an author. I also have a non-for-profit. And I'm looking for grant writers now, trying to find as much money as possible. On top of being a media personality, on top of being a host, I don't want to do one thing. I want to do 10.
Yeah.
And I say, we're all like comets.
Yeah.
And we don't have any destinations. You know, I feel like none of us. I used to ask people, and I stopped asking people just doing the interview, where do you see us in the next 5 years?
Yeah.
And I don't ask you that because I didn't even see myself here the last 2 years. So, if anyone was to ever ask me where you think I would be in the next 2 years, I don't know. I could be in space.
Yes, exactly.
I could be at Oprah House.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
you can't predict what God has for you.
You know, but I know what's coming is great because it's all about, you know, perceive your energy, what you give out.
Oh yeah.
And all I give out is positivity, motivation, good energy, because I know that's all I want.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm giving what I can get.
That's dope. Now you did mention earlier that you was in a relationship. What is that for you now? What is that status for you now? And I'm
single and mingle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, y'all notice I kind of started on the mingling because the mingling is a little stale.
And that's what I'm going.
It's
a little stale. And I was going to ask you because when do you get time for that?
I don't have time, honestly.
Yeah. So you know the women of now we're gonna go away from Joyce for a little bit. Talk about this male versus female thing. So you know nowadays it's like the bag when it comes to females, to women, especially our women. Right? Everything's about the bag. And when it comes to men, now it's like, yo, we want relationships.
Do men want relationships?
Yeah, the tables.
Weird.
So this is the crazy thing. That same reaction, I hear it a lot from a lot of women. But I think what's happening is you guys have dealt with a lot of men at a time that just was, you know, they didn't grow up yet. And it's true because even some of my family, like men in my family, we haven't. It took a while.
Because it takes for a man to get 40 to really want to settle down and get serious.
I started at 27 around that time.
That's so good.
But I had a lot of experience prior to that.
But would you agree the average man,
Right.
it takes them to hit 40
Right.
for them to say, all right, yeah, by 40, I'm going to settle down and get married. Right. Now, women, we're ready. Some ready at 18. You know, some ready, and me, I honestly was ready at 18. That's when I met my ex, and I was in love. I was in love, y'all. I didn't even think of being in the industry. I didn't think of PR because
mine was on love.
It was on him.
Yeah, I've been.
That's it. You know, I just wanted to make him happy.
Yeah.
And I was 18, young, blind, you know, wasn't seeing my potential, and nor did he see my potential.
Right.
He told me I was slow one time.
I mean, you know.
I said that this motherfucker was trying to slow. And now he looking at all this shit I'm doing now.
And I'm sure
he want my help.
I bet.
No, I'm slow, baby.
And he's still here. So.
Actually, he was from St. Louis. What's crazy is I'm from Chicago, but when I was in high school, I was dating this one dude from the west side of Chicago. Look, I'm from the south side. The west side,
Is there a big difference?
It's a difference.
It is.
Honestly, in my opinion, the south side is cleaner. It's more historical to me.
Okay, I've heard.
They're first off building an Obama Foundation 10 minutes away from here right now. They're putting millions of dollars in that. On the west side of Chicago, it's all grass and really raggedy buildings. And a lot of men and women, they just, in the streets, when you driving down and they running up to your car, 3535. We're not doing that on the south side. We in the house. We bougie over here. So that's why a lot of west siders and south siders be into it. They're like, nah, y'all can't dress. But yes, when I was young, Met this boy from the west side. Well, that dude was a finesser. Took my money, stole from me, cheated. Like, he was one of those. When I was young, I was in high school, and then I met my recent guy from St. Louis when I went to college. So I actually never really had a serious relationship with a man in Chicago.
Do you find it complicated to venture and try out relationships, or do you even feel like a relationship is something that you care for, or is it more like a, you know what happens, and but right now I can't take nobody serious because I'm doing my thing.
Honestly, I feel like I've been single for 5 years now, and I've had a lot of time to really sit in and think of me, and I've dated, of course, and I've met some good men, and I've met some bad, and I've met some good men that I thought, oh, maybe this could work. So I feel like everything, God will bring it right when I need it. Even if I say, no, I don't think I can be in a relationship, I probably could. If the right man came, that's, equally yoked to me, mentally, physically, emotionally, all type of aspects, physically, financially, then it could work. So it's just all, I have standards.
What's one of your love languages?
Affection.
Yeah. What would be a perfect date for you?
With someone that I'm happy I'm with, and we feel the equally.
No, wait. No, not even that you have to be with. Somebody that you just, they introduce themselves, you get cool, you talk over the phone, give niggas. I know right now, phone, because you and phone same thing.
No, I'm not. I'm so bad at it. That's why, look, if anybody call me, I'm bad at texting. Like, just call. It's so much quicker.
But if it's a building part, it's like a building part of your relationship, and they want to take you, what would be your idea of perfect?
I would like to do the paddle boats downtown Chicago and go to a nice restaurant after.
Yeah, one thing I found dope down there is that there's a boat with a restaurant. Did you see that one? It's like a glass boat and it's a restaurant.
Right inside? Yep. We actually have a lot of boats like that in Chicago.
Man,
we have this one boat, like on every floor, you can get drinks and food. It's like 4 to 5 different floors.
Yeah, that was
and it's only
cool.
$60 to get on tickets on Groupon.
Fellas.
Groupon is everything, okay? Like, people don't even know. People think things are so expensive, but no, it's ways to make things happen. Groupon is it's everything on there for real, especially like things in Chicago.
Right.
You can find anything in Chicago on Groupon.
Right. Now, what's been the most complicated thing you've had to deal with?
Emotions. And learning how to contain and control my emotions. And realizing not putting personal feelings into business. I feel like that's the number one that a lot of women has to stop. Number one, especially women, if you're attractive in the industry, we have to know 90% of men are gonna try to holler. 98%, okay? No matter if you're working together or what you're doing, they just will. We have big artists now, just like Mulatto. She was just saying, this guy said for the future she had to fuck.
Yeah.
They will try that, no matter how big you get. So the biggest thing is just learning to mentally know what's worth it. Telling yourself, is this 1 month dating worth losing a money opportunity?
Right.
And me, how I look at it as, I'd rather make money with somebody before I mess up any type of relationship.
And that's my thought process on this industry.
If people just knew that, like, don't get me wrong, I tried. I mixed business with pleasure before. It never worked.
So the crazy part about it is, if you can discipline yourself enough to be married to your purpose versus married to trying to get in a relationship or whatever, especially in this industry, you'll be good. You don't have to blend. So I've had someone that, of course, that I sat down with, talked to in the clubs, doing events, or You know, I go to music release parties, and there's women there that I could just like, especially when they hear I own my own radio station. Last night I met this young lady, and I'm just passing out cards. I don't know one thing about some Chicago women. I ain't gonna lie, they can be very standoffish. Not all, but the ones I met, like I'm just simply, I'm walking, I'm promoting. I got a shirt on. Me and my cousin got shirts on.
Yes,
I'm like, look,
when people see radio, they want to talk. Yeah, because they want to promote it.
Nah, these ladies, and I was giving it to women and men.
What they was doing?
Yo, they be like, I had one. All three of her friends, and they had two dudes. I'm smart. What I'll do is I'll hit the dudes off first. Right. Check this out, blah blah blah, this and that. This one was like, I was like, oh, you ain't gotta take it. I was like, they got it, so just check it out with them, But I've seen that a couple of times out here.
Yeah, let me tell you something. People in Chicago, they're rude.
Yeah, we're not driving. It's a little rude.
Yeah, very.
But I'm from Jersey. In New York, it's the same way.
See, I always say the South, their courtesy is way better than up here. That's why I love going to Atlanta. I think Atlanta, like, they're way nicer out here than Chicago. Houston, way like the people and how they treat you.
I tell you what, if we talking about our own people, yeah, we good people. Some of y'all Atlanta drivers don't know how to merge when you're supposed to merge.
Okay.
Yeah, but this merging is different. And on top of that, if you put your blinker on and go in the right lane, they'll speed up. Just so you don't get in that right lane. And then get in the lane you in for you to pass over. So it's like you can't turn into, but the problem is the white folks that you don't know is racist. Those are the ones that have the issue. They'll sit in your face. Now there's a lot of blunt ones, that they don't give a fuck down. And one thing I can respect is the blunt ones. In New York and New Jersey, there's a lot of hires. They don't tell you this. But in Atlanta, you'll see a lot of them put out the Black Lives Matter signs, thinking the only reason why they're doing it is because they don't want nobody to come and bother them. So it's like, put this out there so you think we're down with them. So you see a lot of that out there. But overall, within Atlanta, Tampa, Florida, this is the places I go to all the time. It's my second and third homes. Jersey, and Chicago now that I've been out here. And I can't say that, I know everything about Chicago, but what I will say is, I don't see why we separate ourselves from each other. I know of course there's differences, we all grew up differently. But to be honest, I've seen a lot of things here that reminded me of home. A lot of the ways people dress, a lot of the buildings, the way
and I'm loving the socks here, by the way.
Oh man, yeah. No, I got it. I've been had it. That's the crazy thing. My son actually picked it up, and I just so happened to, I was that day when I was leaving, I just grabbed this hat. I was like, okay, this hat. I had a Cincinnati hat that was fire, and I lost that somewhere out here. Yeah, that's in the streets of Chicago. Word, but I've enjoyed my time here. I definitely, I'm so appreciative of being able to say that I know you, one, and that you are definitely working with D.L.E Radio. You're like you are the gift to D.L.E Radio. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that has a show on the station, everybody's doing their thing, but I'm like, yo, I didn't realize how big this stuff was. Like, you're really big, people really fucking with you. And the fact that you're so humble, you're very humble. You've been open arms with me and my cousin, and it's like, yo, last night when you told us to go to that spot, we went to that spot. Yeah.
You like it? Was the food good?
We didn't get a chance to. It was packed. But I was like, I see what she's doing. She's putting us in the right area.
Yeah.
To do. I was like, thank you. See, so you. Nah, it was.
I'm glad y'all went. Yeah.
did stop by Sharks though.
Oh, okay. It was right there, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Sharks was good.
Yep.
I
I'm
had
glad
the
y'all went there.
Yeah, I didn't know. So I want to, before I leave out of Chicago, I want to see what else I need to eat before I go.
Ooh, Portillo's.
That's the other one I heard.
You have to.
Portillo's.
Get Italian beef, dipped with cheese, hot peppers, and a fry on the side.
You gotta text that to me because I'm
I
going
got
right
you.
after.
I got you. Portillo's not too far either.
Yeah.
Literally like 15 minutes away from them.
Exactly. That's what I need.
Yes.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you.
I appreciate this move, and I'm coming back out. I want to be able to set something up to where we do something. This time I want to be a part of it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And even when I come to Atlanta, man, I'm gonna come to the studio and do another one. I'm coming.
I got you. What I'm gonna do too is, what I'll let you know any events coming up, and we figure out what's
even if
time.
let me say this, I want everybody to know this. In Atlanta, even if they're ever looking for influencers or people to come out there to talk to students, teachers, I don't care who it is, any events, keep me in the loop, man. Keep me in the loop always, y'all. You guys can contact me. You guys can email me, Joyce Bryant 516@gmail.com, JoyceBryant 516@gmail.com.
And when I tell you the girl get busy, she get busy.
For sure.
Her sources are immaculate.
Are elite.
Yes. So
Seriously.
the girl has great sources. And I was telling somebody about this, and I said, you know what? People can't deny somebody that has, because a lot of people be like, oh, but look at the followers. Oh, wow, what's your following? Don't go by those numbers because you don't know the power of these people's sources.
For real.
But we got connections. I don't use them because I feel like we get it on our own right now. And then once we get there, we can be like, you know what, now we can pull out the guns and make some big things happen. Now that you got a platform for everybody to eat.
Exactly.
That's how I look at things. Like I don't wanna pull you out to Atlanta and say, yo, Joe, come out to Atlanta and it's something small.
Yeah.
I wanna make sure I got, because the next thing I do, and I apologize. Yeah, because let me tell you something. A lot of people want me to do this my art event, and I had something called the Big Chill, and I think what I'm just going to do is wait until November again, October, to do the Big Chill. My Big Chill event last year was crazy. It's what it was called, the Big Chill. It was very chill. Everybody enjoyed it. They talked about it months after, and people still like, yo, when you gonna do another event? And my thing is, my art event, I don't want it to be regular. I need it to look better than the last one I did. I need it bigger than the last one I did. I want the artist to feel, yo, this shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? And then I want the artist that's doing their music to be like, yo, look, the platform you put this on. I want everything to be, I just want it to be dope overall. So I haven't found that yet, so I had to wait. So when I get when I get to what I want to do, that's when I'm gonna be like, yo, Jay, come on out, yo, I need you to come out to this one. Yeah. So, and I'll tell you ahead of time. But listen, I know you have to go. I wanted to catch you before I get out of town.
I'm so glad you did. Thank you.
Yes. No, thank you.
We like them for life.
Oh, for life, yo. I tell people that once we let the click up, it's a done deal.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
You have now, you got family in mind. You know what I'm saying? So wherever you need my backup, I'm coming. So I'm here whenever you need me. But
And I can help you with your station. Anybody that I know that's always looking for press, I'm gonna definitely make sure y'all stop by your show.
Definitely, yeah, because I'm telling you, I don't think I've reached a point where it's like, all right, I'm good. I don't feel comfortable. You know how you're saying I don't feel comfortable where I'm at. I think in the next couple of days I'm gonna be doing something different. I'm looking to do filming, like movies and everything. I want to do so much more. I'm gonna have you a part of that too. So, man, hey, listen, I'm quite a long big deal. D.L.E. Radio,
Hey.
Fluent Radio.
Yes. The Juice Chicago.
Shout out to Tabby Mo.
Yes.
Also, I gotta shout her out because I feel like she doing some craziness right now. Robin.
Yeah.
She has a tour going on right now. I just so happen to see it, and I like her ambition.
Yeah.
It's dope. So shout out to Robin.
Definitely.
Right?
Sure.
But shout out to you.
Thank you.
And everything you do, and I commend you, and I wish you so much for your greatness. You're already a big, dope ass, great person already.
I appreciate it.
Alright, so yeah, if anybody needs to know more about Joyce, don't just go to the page, like search, look at the shit she doing, look at how she holds down her show, look at how she talks. This girl sounds like she's been on radio for years. How long have you been doing that before I let you go?
Going on 4 years.
4 years.
Going on 4 years.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I started D.L.E. radio 5 years ago. But I've been always a hip hop artist, and I just so happened to get into the radio stuff. So look, we're gonna get back to you. You know what to do. Go on all the links, D.L.E. radio. Everything is D.L.E. radio, social media. But Joycie J, alright? At Joycie J, you can follow them. If you go to D.L.E. radio, you can follow them. The Chicago Juice. The Juice Chicago.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yep. Follow the Juice Chicago. You
That's
can
right.
follow me at Joycie J.
That's right. And get up with her, man. It's a whole bunch of other stuff. I got some shirts for you and everything.
Come on, let's get these
so
shirts,
we gonna
man.
get out of here. Holla at y'all later.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Chicago.